Hi, super writers. You have been working to put stuff on the page even when it's tricky. And one thing I've heard you say is that it's not always the pictures that are tricky. Sometimes the words can be tricky too. And most of the time, when you want to write something, the words won't be on a chart or on the wall in the room. It's going to have to be a word that you'll solve all by yourself. You could always line up right behind me and say, Mrs. Shaw, help me. But guys, I'm not always going to be there to help you. Sometimes you're going to have to work your hardest to spell those tricky words, okay? So today I want to teach you, friends, that it's very important to say, I will just be brave. Try that with me. I will just be brave. I will use everything that I know, my name, my friend's name, the alphabet, to spell the best that I can. And if you do that every single day, pretty soon you'll be able to write any word that you want to in the whole wide world. Okay, so I'm much older than you guys, right? So I've been writing for a really long time, but for a little while right now, I'm gonna pretend I'm like a 5, 6-year-old kindergartner, and I'm gonna show you what I mean when I say use everything that we know to spell a word. So I'm gonna show you guys how I would write a story and tell you all about. This is one of my favorite little stuffed animals, so you guys will actually recognize him. This is my stuffed animal, Mickey Mouse. And he's like a cool little plaid Mickey Mouse. And I'm going to show and tell all about him today. I'm going to write a story and look at all of his parts. I'm going to think about what I could write, put it on the page, and then try to write some words. Well, I want to label my Mickey Mouse, okay, in my story. I want everybody to know that it's Mickey Mouse. So I want to write his name. But Mickey Mouse sounds a little bit tricky. I don't know if I can write that. What do you guys think? Do you think I can write that? I think you guys can help me, okay? If you have a piece of paper near you or a pencil, you can join me and try this. If you don't, you can just watch and join along with me, all right? So what we're gonna do is we are going to work together to use our resources to solve this tricky word. Tricky 2 words, Mickey and Mouse. And I actually already got a picture created with my Mickey Mouse right. I hope you guys like it. I worked so hard on it. It was very tricky. This is my Mickey Mouse right here. What do you think? Does he look like my mouse? So I looked at him and I got all of his parts, and I even made sure to make him plaid just like my Mickey Mouse is, but I gave him his little buttons on the bottom, and I gave him his nose and his cheeks and his ears, and I gave him his little gloves and his feet. So I tried to make my Mickey Mouse look just like the Mickey Mouse in the picture. So I wanted to make them very similar. Remember, we talked about that the other day, actually looking at our objects and seeing the parts and then putting those parts on the page and making sure that we don't like make his ear too big or his head too big, because we want to try to fit the rest of his body on there too, right? Okay, so I have my picture, and now I want to write my label, Mickey Mouse. So we need to think, how can we write these 2 words? Well, you guys are very, very smart spellers, and I know that you already know the sound for or the letter that makes the sound in Mickey Mouse, because it's the same letter that makes the sound in Mabel and Mrs. Shaw. I wonder if you know what letter that is. It's the letter M. And if you weren't sure about what letter it was, you know what you could do? You could go to our alphabet chart, right? You could look right at the picture for the letter M in our alphabet chart, and you'll see if you pull it out. I don't have a copy of it with me, but you'll have it in this activity. If you look at your alphabet chart and you hunt all over your alphabet chart page, you will find a picture of a monkey. And you can think, does monkey start like Mickey? Do they have that same sound? We're looking for that sound, right? Okay, so we're going to try writing Mickey together. And we can break that word into parts. We've talked about syllables and how the easiest way to do that is to break it into its parts. So we'll start with Mick and then do E. All right, so M. I hope you've got that in your noggin. We're going to put that M right up here. So we've got the M. What is the next sound? Remember, so when we're spelling tricky words, we want to reread what we have already and slow it way down, like we're stretching out a rubber band. Eh. Oh, we know what letter makes that sound. It's like an Inky the Mouse. Inky the Mouse. Ah, that's the letter I. It's the letter I, and you can use your alphabet chart. We have friends in our class whose names start with that letter I. I wonder if you know what friend that is. So we're gonna write that I next. And you can write a big I or a little I. I'm gonna do the big I because we haven't learned little I officially in handwriting yet. So I've got my big I. Now I want to reread again. And I wonder, your friends, if any of you are joining along with me, how are you doing right now? Are you rocking it? I bet you are, hearing these letters and these sounds. It, k, it, k. What letter makes the sound k, k? It could be two letters, couldn't it? It could be a C or a K. Which one do you guys want to go with? We could go with the K. Let's go with the K. Mick. So we've got ick, mick. So we've got the mick. Now we need the E. Mick, E. What letter do you want to put there? Let's put an E. Mick, E. Mickey. All right. Mickey. And what do we want to write after Mickey? There was one more part I wanted to write. Mickey Mouse. We already know what letter makes the sound. And I'm going to have to kind of write it a little to the side. If I had a regular piece of writing paper, I would be able to fit it down in the bottom, or it would be a little bit longer, right? But I'm kind of running out of space here. So why don't we write it just right here? Mickey So there's my M, Mickey, I wonder what sound you hear there. Mickey, It sounds like it could be an A. Mickey, could be an O. What do you want to put there? Mickey, I think I'm going to put an O right there. Mickey, ow. And I'm going to tell you, friends, a little trick. 2 letters that make the ow sound, like you're saying ow, ow, like you were to prick yourself on accident. Oh, like you might say if you really hurt yourself and you want to be so careful. Mickey, ow. It's a U. O-U makes the ow, ow sound. So it's actually M-O-U, Mickey Mouse. And then the last sound, Mickey Mouse. What's that sound that you hear at the very end? I know you guys got this one. Mouse. That's the letter S. Nice job if you got that along with me. E, mouse. Mickey Mouse. Sorry, I have to turn it. I've run out of space, but that's how we would do that. And then we want to make sure that we reread those words and make sure we have all the sounds that we need. But guys, if you only get the first sound or the first and the ending sound, that is wonderful too. You friends are making such great progress. I just want you to write those sounds that you hear. So write the beginning sound and then reread it, and then make it nice and slow, and write the middle sound and reread it, and then write the ending sound and reread it. Make sure that you reread those so that you have all those sounds that you need. So what I want you to do today, friends, is I want you to find something in your house that you love, something that you want to show and tell me all about, like I showed and told you all about my Mickey Mouse. Here he is again. I want you to show and tell me all about something, and I want you to write a couple labels with some words that aren't snap words, some words that are a little bit tricky, and I want you guys to show what brave spellers you are. I know that you will do a fantastic job. You are going to rock this. All right, thank you so much. Ready to rock? Okay, bye.